this year to come together. So this is the first time this year that the UNO Global Alliance is coming together to help equip each and every one of us the skills and knowledge and expertise so we can succeed in our business wherever you are in the world. And we want to be true to that word. The pioneering leaders like Kelly in the Philippines, who's always gracious to spend her precious time to build others as she builds herself. And I know I have been watching her for going on 2 years now. She has transformed, and I want to be just like her. And of course, the first thing that needs to happen is to set aside some time for yourself. That's one of the things that I'm actually doing right now. I am in a Christian entrepreneurial workshop on branding and messaging. It doesn't start until around 10:30. So guys, invest in yourself. If you don't have any money, find any free things that you can get as a resource in order for you to be the best version of yourself as you influence others to lift everybody for prosperity. God bless you all, and thank you, Miss Kelly. I would like somebody to get started with prayers, though. I love the fact that UNO does start everything with prayer so we can be fully blessed, but with God's blessings. Can I get some volunteers, please? And then Miss Kelly, you can get started.
Yes, any volunteers? How about Mr. Douglas? For the prayer.
Well, I would be lying if I said I knew how. So can I ask Jeffrey if he's available?
Honey, I think he's running around. You can do it. You're good at it.
No, I don't think so. How about Miss Ruth?
What is that? I'm sorry.
Prayer. Would you like to lead us in prayer?
I don't know if I can
Okay.
pray
Okay.
in public.
Let the
You're
Holy
honest.
Spirit touch you.
Yeah, I will try.
All right, thank you.
Let's bow our head and put in the presence of the Lord. Lord God, thank you for this beautiful day that you gave us, for the new learning that we will, that our host will bestow us regarding podcasting. I want to learn about it and hope everyone has an open mind so that all the learnings will be what do you call that? It will dissect or whatever. It will. I'm out of English. Sorry. All the learnings will be easily adapted in our brain. And sorry for all our shortcomings. We're just humans. Forgive our sins. Thank you for all the blessings. Guide us always in our daily endeavors. All this I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Can we start now, Miss Bronwyn?
Yes, please, go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. So let me share my screen. All right. Can you see the screen clearly? All right, good.
Yes.
Okay, so again, our special training for today is Introduction to Podcasting. And the people here now, 11,000 people here are very fortunate to attend this special kind of training because, you know, there are a lot of trainings about marketing, Facebook marketing, especially with UNO. They teach us how to market ourselves, how to market our products in Facebook, on the internet, but you don't know yet about podcasting, and there is still a lot of room a lot of opportunities with podcasting. We all have stories to tell. We never know how we can inspire or affect other people. We do not need to be popular to share our stories, and we do not need to be smart to be an advocate, like a health advocate or an influencer who can inspire people to be their best versions. Or we do not need to be rich to share an income opportunity to others. And with podcasting, this is possible because you can make yourself known globally, not only locally. And podcasting, let me just give you an idea first about the meaning of podcasting. A podcast is a digital broadcast made available on the internet. So the word podcast, it is derived from pod, as in Apple's iPod, which was the popular portable audio player before, and then cast from broadcast. So meaning you are transmitting for general or public use the audio from the podcast. So the very first podcast in the world was in 2004 when a MTV video jockey and a software developer um, collaborated and created a podcast. Um, the software developer coded a program known iPodder, and then it enabled them to download internet radio podcasts to their iPods. And personally, I learned in the first time I learned podcasting is when I first encountered Spotify. If you know Spotify, this is a music application in Android phones. And I was at work, and on your phone, we do not have FM radios, right? So I installed an app and listened to the music whenever I'm commuting or at work. And this is ideal because I don't need to use my phone storage to store a lot of MP3 music on my phone. And then as I browse the app, um, on the other albums, I found out about podcasts. And then I listened to those podcasts and discovered that I can listen to coaches, to influencers who talk about different topics where I can learn anything under the sun. If I want to learn about digital marketing or self-development, I can just type search, and then even audiobooks and the reviews about what already have podcasts. Also, if you want to learn about a certain country, a certain sport, or just any topic, you can just search it on the podcast application that you use. And I am a learner type, so I either go to YouTube to watch videos to learn some things, or if I want to listen, and still learn while doing, multitasking, I listen to podcasts. Before, like in radio, right? We always listen to radio, but we need to be available at a certain time to listen to our favorite radio station, right? But with podcast, we can listen to our favorite episodes anytime, whenever we are available. We can even binge listen or listen to several episodes the whole day while doing our household chores or even working. That's the benefit of podcast. And the top one podcast in the US is the Joe Rogan Experience. He's a comedian, and he earns as much as 285 million a year from his podcast alone. And in the Philippines, the top one podcast is Barangay Love Stories Podcast. It's a weekly stories of love, life, and hope. And of course, I just included my podcast here. Sundays with Kelly, your Curvy Well Planner podcast. And podcasts are effective tools for marketing because they help brands to reach a certain kind of audience. And according to research, podcasts also help if you have a target audience, and then it can also give you a good return of investments. Podcasts create value for listeners because they're often informative, educational, right? So with podcasts, you do not only learn, but you are also entertained because there are podcasts um, like storytelling podcast or conversation podcast about different topics. So you can just explore it depending on your likes. And the benefits of having your own podcast, having your own show. One of the best way to tell a story because when we are young we love bedtime stories from our parents, right? And now there are even podcasts for kids with bedtime stories and educational ones. And as a marketer, you can tell your own story. Can it be a story of your life, testimonial of how Uno products have been beneficial to your health or your family, and many other things. And also, it creates authority and branding. Like YouTube, podcasts also have specific people and channels that you can look for if you want to learn a certain kind of topic. And it also creates authority and branding for you. Like my channel, your Kirby World Planner podcast, I want to create a branding that your Kirby World Planner inspires people to be the best that they can become in finance, wealth, health, family, and success. You can also have your own branding. And another benefit is it builds genuine connection. Genuine connection, like you can create a connection with your listeners or your audience. Or if you have a podcast guest, like your podcast type is interview type, that is another connection. You can build relationship with your guests. And also, it helps in growing your business and brand. Of course, podcasts can be accessed globally. When I see my podcast statistics later, I'll show you where you can access it. I have listeners from the US, Middle East, Germany, Japan, and most of course, are from the Philippines. So, what if you can make yourself known internationally, right? And lastly, podcast is ideal for introvert or camera shy people, you know. But of course, not for me. But what I do is, since I have my live streaming, I hit two birds in one stone. I upload the audio recording of my live episodes and then upload it as podcast. But if you are a camera shy type of person, but you want to spread your word, you can start with podcasts. And how to start? There are 4 Ds in podcasting. First, draft, then devices. Third D is design, and fourth is distribute. That's 4 Ds. So let me discuss each one. The first one is draft. Show draft your show concept or theme. So you can have a niche or a target audience, or you can have it broad, like any topic that you want, and then of all the episodes that you discuss, you will learn which type of audience who listen to your episodes, or which type of topics more audience listen to on your channel. And then ask yourself, you can also ask yourself, what topics am I comfortable with or happy to discuss about? It should be a topic that you are interested about, can also be your mastery, or if not, you simply is energetic to talk about that topic. And you can also pick a theme or a certain topic or discussion. And then title considerations. Of course, you will have your own show. So like me, my title is your Kirby World Planner podcast, which is the same name or branding that I use in Facebook. But you can create something short and sweet for you. Use play on words. You can also incorporate your name or a brand name, your team. And then next one is format or structure. So it means you can be solo, just discussing anything under the sun, or having a co-host, or multi-format, solo, with guests, with co-host, or interview type, or also educational, like giving information, like if you want to discuss about health, or money, earning, right? And also storytelling. You can also do that. And then the fourth one is crafting intro and outro. In every podcast, if you will try to listen to one, there's like an intro part. What happens is, the first part is like they play a specific clip on the show that's very interesting or catching to the audience. And then the second will be the intro. The intro helps the listeners to understand the value that they'll be receiving by tuning in. And then, of course, the body of the episode, like the whole interview. And then the last part will be the outro. Outro helps you stand out among other content creators. So let me share to you how it will sound like. The intro and the outro. I'll share the intro that I use in my podcast. Try to listen to this one.
Hi guys, your Kirby World Planner presents Sundays with Kelly, where you will be entertained, inspired and informed in self-love, finance, health, family and relationships. I am your host, Kelly Tablan. If this is your first time here, please follow this podcast. Remember, you can be the best that you can become. Just believe in yourself.
So that's the intro. You help the listener to understand the value that you're bringing, and also make yourself known, and ask the audience to also follow your podcast channel. And then the outro, again, it also helps you stand out from other content creators. It's like a summary, and you can also invite them on your other channels. So like this one.
That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening to Sundays with Kelly. Again, if this is your first time here, consider to follow this podcast on Spotify. For more of our content, you may like and follow our Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube channel. The name is Your Kirby World Planner. We are also on Instagram and Twitter. Catch you again next Sunday, and remember, you can be the best that you can become. Just believe in yourself.
So like you can create your own elevator pitch, or something like a quote that you want to be known for. And then, of course, invite your audience to follow your podcast and your other social media channels. So later, I'll give you a demo on how to create one episode. All right, so we are finished with the first D, which is draft. And now let's go to the second D, which is devices. Of course, you can invest on devices that you can use for podcast. These are the suggested ones, but this will not hinder you if you don't have them yet. Should not hinder you in starting up, because of course you can still have your headset as a microphone, and then just install the necessary software you need, and you can already start your podcasting. These are just the suggested ones, and as you go on, you can upgrade your mic slowly, and then get other accessories. Like Miss Fruit already purchased something like a mic with audio background. You can definitely use that for your podcasting. So for a microphone, here are some good ones that I have researched online. They call it Boya M1, Fifine, Audio Technica. These are the branded ones and good brands. Samsung Q2U, and then Rode Podcaster. And of course, some accessories you can have the boom arm, which is the mic holder. The pop filter is the one that's filtering the mic sound, and of course some soundproof accessories that you can surround your room. Windscreen, this is like a foam to the mic, and of course the headphones. And then software, of course, you can use Zoom, record your audio via Zoom, and then because in Zoom you have an option to separate the recording, like video and audio recording. So you can just click separate audio recording on the choices, and then when you have retrieved the recording, you can get not only the video recording but also the audio recording, which you can edit. And then Audacity, this is a free software that I'll be teaching you later. You can just search this in Google, install it in your laptop, and then you'll be able to edit your audio. And then Encore, this is a free software again, or a free website, that you can sign up to. And then this is where you will upload your audio, so that Anchor will be the one to distribute your audio in Spotify, in Apple Podcasts, in Google Podcasts. So this is the free software that we will use. All right, so let me just show you about Zoom. You're already familiar with it. StreamYard, this is a paid software. This is like Zoom, but the difference is that you can live stream, and then you can show the live comments of the Facebook watchers on your live stream. So this is a paid software. And then Audacity, let me show you how it will look like on the screen. This is the software of Audacity. So if you install it and open it, this is how it will look like. So this is where you will edit your audio. So like file, if you want to import the recording that you have from Zoom, file, and then import, and then audio, and then just find the audio that you have recorded, like usually the Zoom, for example, this one, our last global BP, it has a video and then it has an audio. So you just need to download the audio, then open. I'm not sure why. Let's try to import another audio. Maybe this is not the MP3. Maybe I didn't click the download separately audio. So I'll just find another audio. So for example, let me just edit this intro music that I played to you earlier. So when you import a sound or a music or a recording, this is how it will look like on the app, on the Audacity. And then when you play that, see the line moving from left to right. This means
Hi guys, your Kirby World Planner.
this means on this part you will hear my hi guys, and then on this part just music, and then on this part the ending. So this is where you will edit. this is like simple select and delete. So like, for example, you play that.
Hi guys.
I will delete hi guys, right? So this is the hi guys part. So let me just select this one. Select like you are selecting Microsoft Word. And then when you select that one, it goes white. And then click delete on your keyboard. And then it will instantly delete that part. This is applicable if you'll be deleting or long pauses during your interview, or um, if your guest like say something that is not necessary on the recording, you can delete that. And then there are like effects here. You can study this in YouTube. Just search about Audacity software, because this is a free software where you can remove loud noise on your background. You can also add music on your voice recording. You can also, like in song, if you record a song, because what I do mostly is if I record a video song, what I do is I download an instrumental music from YouTube, and then record with just my voice, and then I mix the -1 in the my voice on Audacity, and then I can also edit my voice, like make it more pleasing in the ears. You can remove the noisy background. You can amplify or make it louder if you sound or you speak too low, So a lot of you can just explore this application. So that's Audacity. And then Anchor, once you're able to save your recording, for example, you were able to create your intro, and then also you were able to edit your whole episode and then create an outro. In Anchor, this is what you will use to combine those tracks and then upload it so the people and upload and publish so that people can hear your podcast. But before that, let's go to the third D. Okay. Let me just remove this. Okay. Third D is design your first episode. Again, as what I have mentioned, in a podcast, the first part is a snippet. Snippet is like a part of your whole interview, which is very catching to the audience, because this is the first audio that they will hear. So if they hear the conversation, oh, I like this topic, they will listen to the whole podcast, right? So snippet, then of course you will have your intro, and then the body of the episode, and then outro. And after that, don't worry about mistakes. Before on my first podcast, I really, dig into it, remove every long pause. But, it doesn't really make it natural, or like if you are doing an interview, right? So, of course, you can just remove the long pause, some if it's really that obvious. But no need to be a perfectionist. And then after that, of course, recording your first episode using Zoom, and then exporting the audio of it. You can make it just yourself or interview someone. And then post processing, this is the one that I mentioned. Separate tracks. Tracks means you have a snippet, you have an intro, you have an outro, and you have the body of the whole episode. And then, of course, removing the pauses, the editing your audio. So that's the D, the third D for design. And then the last D, of course, is distribute. So to distribute, again, I mentioned this last software, which is called Encore.fm. This is the website. It's a podcast hosting. There are other podcast hosting that are paid, that you need to pay monthly. But this Anchor FM, this is the free software. So let me share to you how that website looks like. Let me just open, share that website, Anchor.fm. So this is the website. This is how it looked like. So of course, you need to sign in or sign up if it's your first time. But to sign up, you can just use your Google email account to sign up. So it's still loading now. But this is where I um, upload my episodes. So what I usually do, this is how it looked like. So um, of course, I was able to log in. So when you already have an account, it will show you your episodes, and then your home screen. The dashboard, of course, this is the dashboard um, part where it shows my description of the podcast, and then how many plays altogether I already have. Um, you know, of course, you can also have an income here, but as I'm not that um, famous yet, I guess. But it will show you again the statistics of the people who listen to your podcast. So it shows me the episodes, which episode has the highest listeners, and then your listener. It will also show you the geographic location. Like here, I have a lot of listener. Half of it are from the Philippines, and then probably one fourth of it from the US. There's there's a bit of it from Germany, UAE. I also have 1% Brazil, Japan, Qatar, Bangladesh, Netherlands. So these are the my audience who already listen to my podcast. You see, already have one in Turkey and South Africa. So it will show you the listeners' geographics, and also like this one, listening platforms, because Anchor spread your podcast in different podcast platforms. But of course, the greater part of it is in Spotify. If you are familiar with Spotify, this is an app, a music app, a free music app actually, that you can install on your phone, so you can listen to music and podcast. So this is the Spotify has the most plays on my podcast, and some also play using their web browser. And these are the other podcast apps that other people listen to using I mean listen to my episode. So 3% of people use Apple podcast to listen to it. So this is the dashboard. And then episode, of course, you will see I already uploaded a lot of episodes. So um, it shows you the date that you publish it, how many plays already. And then let me just show you a little bit, because this is just an introduction. So if you will create an episode, um, this is a quick upload. So create an episode, because quick upload, you don't have the whole recording. So what I usually do is you upload or drag files from here. So you first you upload the intro, and then the body, and then the audios that you have saved. And then after that, once you uploaded the necessary um, in order, and you can drag for example, the body went on top, you can just move it on the bottom, and then the outro should be at the bottom or at the last. So you can just move all your tracks when you already uploaded, and then save episode. And then after you've saved your episode, this is how it will look like. You you will have of course, you can edit your poster using Canva. So you will have a poster for your podcast, and then just put a description on the topic that you discuss. And if you use music, add some credits. And then once you upload your podcast here, it will be published like within 24 hours. And if you go to Spotify, like this is how you access Spotify on your laptop. But definitely, in the phone you need to install it. So, for example, you go to different podcasts, and then let me find my one, because it shows all the podcasts that you have been listening to, and then for example this one. So this is how it will look like in Spotify. So you have to create your main podcast picture, and then about tell about yourself, and then all the episode will be here. So I have uploaded a lot of episodes, some of my songs also. And then of course, when you play your episode, you can just listen to it while you're driving, or other people listen to it. So this one, like, this is how it will look like when you play it. So dito sa Pilipinas, laging may stigma, laging may. So I use my podcast like bilingual, Tagalog and English. So of course, at first I put the snippet, the topic that I want the audience to listen to, and then my intro, and then the body, and then how it actually, as what I mentioned earlier, it's a live stream that I do in Facebook every Sunday, and then I just extract the audio and create it as a podcast. So this one runs like 40 minutes, but you can create as short as 5 minutes, 30 minutes for a podcast, and that's it. You already have your own podcast. So let me go back to this. And then of course, promote in Facebook. So once you already have your own episode, just promote the link to your Facebook page or to your Facebook account, so that people can go to that specific link to listen to your podcast, and you will have followers. And you can also join podcast group, so that you will have an idea how other people do it, and then collaborate with them if they need guests. You know, there are a lot of I was amazed that there already have a lot of Filipino podcaster, even of course worldwide. So if you join groups, you'll meet other podcaster and learn from them. And actually, this is short. So this is my last slide. So this, I'll leave you with a quote. Tomorrow is too late. Yesterday is over, and now is that exactly the right moment. So start. And you should start now with your own podcast. Now that you know that how simple it is, it's not really that complicated, right? You just explore the software, and those are free software. So you can just explore it and then have your own podcast. Any questions? We can go now to our question and answer.
Thank you so much. That was very, very informative. Got me excited. I know some people are really challenged with new technology, but like you said, you just have to delve into it. Don't be too hard on yourself, because we all need to reconstitute ourselves in order to adapt to the new norm. So everyone, please go ahead and ask questions to Miss Kelly, and type it on the chat. Or Miss Kelly, I'm going to let you facilitate this. This is yours, and you can end it whenever you feel like it. Thank you so much again. We are so blessed to have you. Love you.
Thank you, and you're welcome. Guys, don't be shy. You can ask questions. Or anyway, even if we finish this training, you can still ask me, send me a message, or dig, learn more about it. Everything is available online. YouTube it. You know, if you want to dig deep on each of the software, and that's it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Payne. for the compliment, Anne, of course. Oh, you have a question here. Let me go back to the chat. What brand a podcast you have? Uh, I am actually using a mic. It's called Blue Mic. Not sure if this is this one. This was given by my sister actually. So I didn't buy this, but I heard that this is like $100 if you purchase it. But I've seen some mics and headsets in Shopee. For those in the Philippines here, you can buy a mic for less than 500 pesos, a good mic. So not really that much to invest. Interesting, but give us a cue. How did you start? Hi, Miss Aurora. Well, I actually did start when, of course, I attended the training with about podcasting, and I was inspired with what I learned from there, and discovered that it's not really that complicated. I first thought that it was hard. You need to be very techy and everything, but it's really that simple. So I'm doing live streamings in Facebook, and then, hitting two birds, exporting the audio and creating it into a podcast. And you can also do that. If you don't want to be live in Facebook, just create the audio podcast. If you are camera shy, you can have your own podcast. Did I answer your question, Aurora, or did I understand it correctly?
Yes, you answered the question correctly, and thank you. Wow, it was interesting.
Yes,
But it's for me, it's hard to start. Like you need to be very, very good talking, not shy. Yeah, but if you start with Zoom and really kind of edit and study where you're comfortable is, I think, yeah, it's possible.
is it possible? Like you, whenever you guest in our global business presentations, right? You talk about health, about how the products that benefit you and your family. So you can just do it natural, like you do. Miss Mary Ann or Phil, are you raising your hand? You have a question? You can unmute or you can type it.
Miss Kelly, this is
Yes.
Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
I'm sorry, I'm on my phone, so I can't get the video presentation, or I don't want to just blurt out and speak. But thank you for accepting my question. Number one, I want to thank you for being such an international resource and such an inspiration. You give yourself so unselfishly. And this has been an excellent presentation of an introduction to podcasting. Just exciting. My question is, podcasting seems like it could be a career, a full-time job. How much time do you dedicate a day to this activity?
How much time you need to what?
Do you dedicate per day to podcasting activities?
Dedicate in a day. Well, it's not it's not that hard actually. Probably an hour or two. Because what I do is when I created my intro, I already save it in my laptop. So that's the same intro I use over and over again, as well as the outro. So for the body, that's the new one every week. So that's the one that you download from Zoom. So I don't, as what I mentioned earlier, I don't, of course, before I'm very perfectionist, but now I don't really edit every ounce and every, I make it natural. So I just edit, like remove some long pause, and then already make it as a body. And then of course I have to extract the best part of it to make it a snippet on the first part. So when you get used to the software or the Audacity, it's not really that hard. It's very user friendly. So probably 2 or 3 hours in a day. And you can even multitask while you are saving the audio, browsing in Facebook while doing that. It's not that hard. And I think you asked about some people getting paid for it, or having income from podcasts. Yes, there are people really earning a lot from podcasting. Of course, the Anchor.fm's a website that I showed you. It When I showed you the dashboard, there's a dollar sign on the page the dashboard page. So this is where you will be earning, because if people download your episodes, you will be paid for that. Um, because of course they need to subscribe on that application, on that podcast, like in iTunes they have to pay for the download. And when they pay, of course, when that download your episode, you will get a portion of it. So that's why some people get rich with podcasting, of course, especially in the US. But it's better to be early, because right now, podcasting is still not that widely used. Even here in the Philippines, not all people listen to podcasts. We are still used to watching television and listening to radio, but we never know. It's better to be first. And then if podcasting become popular, you know, we will also be popular along the way, right? And do you have any questions? Did I answer your question, Jeffrey?
Yes, one follow-up question.
Mhm.
Making money, monetizing this, does Spotify and other podcast hosting sites, do they pay you for advertising?
Yes, of course. You can also, if people are, a lot of people are listening to it, some businesses can approach you and have their products be advertised in your episode. I think if you just mention their products, or even create a testimonial of their products, of their services during your podcast, you can ask them for a payment for that. And of course,
Mhm,
if they want you to play a part of their marketing audio during your show, you can also earn from that. And
mhm.
I think that's how you earn from that, having sponsors.
Great, great. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome, Jeff. I see a comment here. By Ruth earlier, I need to buy an iPad. I don't have one. You can definitely use Spotify, iTunes in iPhone or Android. You can use Spotify, so you don't need a different gadget for this. Um, this is challenging. I challenge you all. I will have a pseudo forecast. Wow, looking forward to that, Mr. Douglas. Challenge myself to have the first D complete in 1 week drafting. Yes, just think, ask yourself questions. What I want to start with, what topic I'm comfortable with. You can also search on other podcasts, like type a topic that you want and listen to other podcasting doing the same topic that you're interested to, so you can have an idea on how you will do it yourself. Any other questions, guys? I guess no more questions. So I hope that you learn a lot during this session. Um, oh, Olayoda has messaged me that she'll be coming in, but we are already finished. So I guess I'll just send her the, the link to the recording. Anyway, you can also ask me for the recording link if you want to share this to your team, if for them to also start with their own podcast. All right. Bronwyn, do you have any last words before we end this training?
Well, again, I'm thankful for all the 11 participants that did come in. That means you are serious about growing your business. We're going to have more episodes coming in. And if you have any suggestions, what else, what other soft skills or knowledge that you need to acquire to build your business, please email Ms. Kelly and myself, since we are pioneering this, and we'll make it happen. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks, Miss Kelly. I'm going to tune out now.
Before we end, let's have a groupie. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Anyone putting on their cameras? Emeline. All right. Let's wait for the others. Anita. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you again, everyone, for coming, and I hope I've helped you to start your own podcast. Bye-bye. Good night in the Philippines. Have a great day. Thank you.